and that Diaz continued to work at the building even after management was notified that he was sticking his dick in people's water.
Jesus.
Right?
That's on them. He was good at his job. Besides,
he was good at his job. Well, that's big part of the lawsuit. The building's owner,
They were like Paterno.
Oh yeah, big time.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
oh hey!
Oh yeah!
Good morning! And welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, October 27th, episode 1069. Nice.
You go up there, I go down here.
Yeah,
That's right. You heard
swing
my
those
pathetic,
legs.
my
Swing
pathetic
those legs
yell.
over. One over
That's right.
that side.
Inch up a little
Lower
bit.
it.
Get, move up a little bit.
Why don't you
Move
cinch
down a little bit.
Yeah, come on down a little bit.
I gotta breathe here.
Shimmy
That's too
down.
far. That's too far. Go back up a little bit.
Yeah, too far.
Other way.
Pinchy left, you go up. Pinchy right, you go down.
That's right.
Yeah, you heard my yell today because Will was traveling. So we got Mark and we got Pat today. And what are we going to be talking about in the cup of coffee, Mark?
Man, I'm on the spot, huh? You'll hear soon. I got like jokes of the day. I got updates on some key races. And then someone did it again. Someone did it again.
Oops.
Let's leave it at that.
Whoops.
Whoops indeed.
You talking about my son and his biting incidents? Because that happened again.
I want to hear about that after you tease what you're going to talk about.
Well, let me tease real quick. You might want to listen to this story if you work in an office.
Oh, that's a good tease.
Mm-hmm.
Wes, what's your tease?
You might want to listen to this story if you're a Catholic.
Oh, man. So many people just got teased about you two. Okay, Pat, what's going on with this biting?
I work at Catholic Ministries, the office. What's going on with my baby, bro?
Yeah.
I don't want to be hyperbolic, but I think it's the 6th write-up that I got today for biting.
For him biting another student in daycare.
Yes. Biting another
He's a biter.
student.
He
biter,
is the biter.
Yeah.
That's not true because he's been. I don't like that. He's been.
I don't like
bitten.
that.
He's been bitten. Okay, so it's not
someone-
just.
So it was passed on.
Was that a
Some kid-
revenge bite, though?
Yeah, some kid bit him. Yeah, who bit first?
Yeah, who bit first?
Dude, you know what? I felt I kind of was stoked when he got bit first because I know it's a thing. A lot of parents go through this.
Yeah.
You don't know where the line is where they're gonna boot your kid.
Right.
You don't know that we had 2 biting incidents this week.
Oh,
And the
what do
one
they
the
say?
on Monday it said effectively that some kid tried to get in Cash's face and fuck around when he had the slide, and Cash was like, so he established his dominance on the slide. I appreciate that.
that
Come
should
find
count as
out.
a half bite or no bite if some kid tried
Right.
to butt in front of him in the slide.
Fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then today, I guess he was on the couch, and some kid maybe was trying to get at his spot, so that kid got a
Bit.
teeth sandwich to his wherever he got bit on the shoulder.
What are these
But man-
stupid kids not learning about this? Like they keep.
I
fucking
know,
with them.
I know.
Yeah.
Bite me once. That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
So there's about 6
There's
kids
some
in this
dumb
class.
kids
He might
in
have bitten them
Jersey.
all.
A new kid, yeah.
Yeah.
But he also might be
Hey,
biting.
go
like there
go
might
try
be,
to take Cash's spot on the couch. See what
Yeah,
happens.
they're like teaching him in code. They're like, go get that toy.
I wonder
Hey,
if
new
like
kid, go try to steal Cash's spot.
they can't speak, so they'd be like,
Red's in code. It's like,
yeah.
you crawl over there.
watch this. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know if he's bit every kid, like if he's equal opportunity biter, or if there's certain kids that are more
Is he-
delicious.
Biting mainly girls, mainly boys. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. It just says friend. I do like that the reports always say Cash bit a friend today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe they're not. You know, maybe they're not friends. But dude, the first pamphlet they sent home, because they sent a pamphlet home Of course, I'm like, I'm gonna read this pamphlet. See, like, what can you do?
Is the pamphlet specific to biting or just
Dude, the
acting out?
pamphlet was pretty much like, yeah, it was specific to biting.
So they are. So this is an issue, right?
It was like, your child bites. Oh,
not
it's a thing. Yeah.
so
it's
your
not
kid's
just
a biter.
your kid. Yeah. It's not just.
I think it's literally what it was called. So
so your kid's a
biter.
biter. I mean, the good news is if they have pamphlets for it, it's not like uncommon, right?
Of course.
Well,
yeah,
here's
it's
the
very
problem,
common.
Mark. Here's the problem with everything related to anything parenting. It's all bullshit. So like, it was a fluff nothing pamphlet that essentially said don't abuse your child. Like that was the only piece of information.
Does
that
it
was
accuse you of biting him at home in the pamphlet?
It did say like don't bite your child
Yeah,
if
right.
you don't want your child to bite. It's like
Right.
okay, no
Stop. Step number 1: stop biting your child.
shit. So they did that. They sent me with that pamphlet 2 bites ago. They sent me with that
Oh
pamphlet.
no, they're running out of material.
And
yeah.
dude, these motherfuckers, they give me this pamphlet.
Did you read the pamphlet?
What's that?
Did you read the
Oh, no,
pamphlet?
I read the pamphlet.
That's what they ask you the next time.
Right.
Is it an
Oh,
escalated
dude.
one? Like, so your kid's still biting?
Dude, so the first pamphlet they gave me was full 8.5 by 11, like, and you're holding your kid. He got his backpack. It doesn't fit in my pocket. It's like 7 pages. So I'm having to hold this thing. I'm embarrassed because
Maybe you're
anyone
supposed to read it to Cash.
Oh, yeah. You're
anyone
walking
that
out with the
sees me
bite pamphlet.
can see I got the bite pamphlet. So today I go and pick him up, and there's the incident report. I don't know for sure if there's an incident report, but here's what we do know: the message. Kate got an email with a more substantial biting pamphlet, like. If they have a different one, it's phase 2.
Yeah.
Kate texted me. She goes, "I just got an email with a more substantial biting pamphlet. I bet he bit because we didn't see the update on the app yet that he had bit." And then, of course, I go and pick it up,
He
and there's
came
the
home
incident
with
report.
skin in his teeth.
Dude, they made me sign. Okay, here's the thing. Every time there's an incident, you sign like a little piece of paper. If your kid falls down, has a boo-boo, bites someone, whatever.
Yeah.
They made me sign a separate piece of paper today.
Uh-oh.
Was it a termination agreement?
No, it was acknowledging receipt of the more substantial biting pamphlet. The first pamphlet, no
Handed
signature
to him by a
required.
cop.
Dude, this pamphlet I had to sign for.
Yeah, but see, Pat, so you need to ask them right away, like, okay, I get it. You gave me the escalated biting pamphlet. Where next is the protocol? You going to kick him out? You going to what's next? A third biting pamphlet? Because they're obviously going through some kind of protocol here. And what's the next line in the protocol?
You should threaten that he'll bite them if they don't stop with the pamphlets.
Right.
Threaten them with
I
him.
agree.
Yeah.
Let's do the show.
Yes. Well, more to come on this.
Yes, I'll keep you updated.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
It's awesome.
Full-time daddy daycare.
Yep. All right. Let's do a couple jokes of the day. I haven't been doing them recently, but there's some pretty good ones in there. Mama C wrote this one, but you don't have to worry about this. Is not coming from her. It's coming from, I assume, an adult parent, male. Could be a female, could be lesbian, but it doesn't matter. All right. So, child says, "I learned a joke at school." So this is on brand, right? And then me. Okay, let's hear it. Child says, "What goes in stiff but comes out soft?" And then it goes, me. Doesn't say anything. Child doesn't say anything. Me doesn't say anything. Child doesn't say anything. Me. It's a wife running into the room. Spaghetti! It's spaghetti! It's spaghetti! Because the husband's going to say boner or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Penis. And then we got Trey says, oh shoot. I hope you didn't see that. What has 4 wheels and flies?
I don't know.
A garbage truck. Because it's.
Yeah. That's innocent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
I don't know.
Because it moves quickly?
No.
Because it's got flies all over the track.
Oh, flies.
Yeah, different flies.
Um,
Tricks you.
So
some of those garbage trucks do move quick, though. Those guys have it down to a science.
They do.
yeah, they're pros.
They do.
My son, he's in the stage where he likes to come up with his own jokes, which is fantastic. But today he came into the car and he goes, "Dad, I got a joke for you." And they've been learning about like sex edge and like bullying and like all that kind of
Sex
stuff.
edge? What's
Yes,
sex edge?
sex
Yeah,
ed.
it's when you almost
almost
have
come.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
teaching
but
them
sex
about
edge
edge.
class is like, look, man, here's how you're gonna do it real good.
Sex
You want the
edge.
competitive edge?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he told me
it's
his
gonna be
Things
sex.
not everyone knows.
It's how to trick her into bed. Yeah.
So he tells most of the jokes he tells me are just awful, and I tell him they're awful because I don't want to give him the false
A big head. Yeah.
Yeah. And so today he goes, "I got a joke for you." I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Why did the gay guy fall down at the bar?" And I go, "Oh God." I go, "Okay, why?" He goes,
Stool was upside
he
down.
goes, "No, because he couldn't stand straight."
Because he couldn't stand being straight. Yeah.
It's not a offensive joke.
His first gay joke.
It's not good.
It's his first gay joke. I thought it was,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good. It's better than the shit he told me yesterday. I'll tell you
You're
that.
like, son,
Yeah.
I was about
No,
your
it is
age
a
when I
joke.
did my first gay joke.
Yeah. He's trying. That's the problem.
No, it's a joke,
The effort
man.
is there. Yeah.
Written jokes. If kids are writing jokes, it's
Yeah.
saw-
the worst when a
saw
kid's
his-
like, let me tell you a joke, and then just tries to be funny, like, but isn't. It isn't.
He's coming up with original ones.
We saw his report card, 100 in theater improv. He might be surpassing his dad.
100 in pretty much everything. Yeah.
soon.
He's a rock star.
And jokes. All right, let's get to some news. Let's check in on a few of our favorite midterm races. Of course, I'm talking about GA and PA, right? We're talking about Georgia and Pennsylvania. And I got to add a video. But those are like two of the three bigger races. They're both Senate races, right? And it's like, 50-50 now in the Senate. So those are big ones. What do I have this labeled as?
Mm-hmm. These are the races. Both of these races have guys that are famous in them.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about those famous guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let me go ahead. We'll start with the PA race, which has famous sleazy Dr. Oz and strokey Fetterman. And they had a live debate that absolutely blew up the internet, mostly for bad reasons yesterday. And here's we'll go ahead and play the clip of the opening of the debate. The very first question asked to anyone, and it was to Fetterman. Here we go.
For a seat that could decide the balance of power in Washington. What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody.
That was the first question.
So
that was the beginning of the debate.
I thought that was at least the
Good night,
last
everybody.
question.
No, it's like
this is what I gotta ask you, Mark.
Hey, good
gotta
night,
ask you.
everyone. Thanks for coming out.
We talked about this earlier.
Can you believe I showed up?
So what happens next? Because
Yeah. I have a
my
longer
concern
clip.
was is he an awkward guy who's saying like good night insteid of good evening? I mean, it didn't seem like that.
No,
but like,
no.
Or is that just straight stroke?
He
for
went
you?
straight into his answer. That was straight stroke. Like it was like I did a Turo this weekend, my first Turo. I dropped off the car and then I picked it up on Thursday to Monday. So on Monday I pick it up at the airport and the people are like hustling to get into the airport and like we're good. I was like, all right, you guys have a good weekend. It was on Monday. They already had their weekend. I was like, fuck.
And you haven't even had a stroke. That we know
It was
about.
like that. It was like that type of thing where you just like you say the wrong thing.
dork.
Like have a safe flight. You're like you too. So like but they're not flying. Or, you know,
Right,
like,
exactly, yeah.
So like
Enjoy your meal. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, enjoy your meal. You too. You know, shit. It was one of those moments for him. But he had like 15 of those in the debate because he's stroked out, man. He just had a fucking near fatal stroke a few months ago and clearly hasn't fully recovered from it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then Oz was doing this oozing with sleaze per usual. He wasn't like he didn't like knock it out of the park, but he was standing next to Fetterman, so that helped. Both guys apparently have been like critical.
Oz is one of those doctors that's gonna touch you.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He's just like
he's so
gonna
creepy.
put his hands on you
Oh yeah,
if you
he's
come within hand distance, and it'll be from a medical perspective.
sort of.
Like, oh, let me see. Let me feel those cheekbones. These are good cheekbones. You could do something with these.
Is Oz an Oprah guy or is he
He was Oprah, yeah, I think.
Oprah or was
Phil,
it
Dr.
Dr. Phil? Yeah,
I think he was from Oprah.
But Phil is
I think
an
both
Oprah
of them
guy.
were from
I know
Oprah.
they're both Oprah guys, but like they both have their own shows now. So
I think they both originated. I think
Oz has been on like USA Today and shit like that too.
I think Dr. Phil was first and Oz came in and replaced him. I don't know, but yeah. So then they started talking about fracking. I guess like Oz has been critical of fracking from a health perspective in the past, and Fetterman outright said he was against it in 2018. But now they're both saying they're for it because Pennsylvania fracking, big deal. And so when Fetterman was called out on it in the debate of it for flip flopping, like saying, "Well, in 2018 you said you were against it," he tried to answer it, and let me tell you, it was fracking ridiculous when he said it was not good. It was so bad for Fetterman that in just one day, his predicted odds went down 10 cents. Like Dr. Oz went from 54 cents 2 days ago to 68 cents after the debate. It was bad for
we should
Fetterman.
have seen that coming.
Yeah, and if you look at it 30 days ago, Fetterman was at 73 yes, and now he's at like 35 yes. So like,
Where did he have the stroke?
Yeah, well, it's when we found out that he was still stroked out is what happened. When everyone found out, like, because like they were kind of trying to hide him, and then he like started talking.
Listen, he needs to step down. If he's this bad, he needs to just take himself out of the race. Let someone else try to get in there because you can't have a guy who doesn't know what the fuck's going on run. The state.
You're dead on. You're 100% right, Wes.
Right.
But this, I was
Should
thinking
be
about this today.
in a perfect
This is the
world.
issue.
Yeah.
This is the issue. It's politics is such a dirty game, and it's such big fucking business that probably if he stepped down when he had the stroke, which is right at primary voting, if he stepped down, there, whoever got swapped in there would have definitely lost.
Right.
Now,
no chance.
Probably.
Now what's happening is like the Democrats are doing like what the Miami Dolphins did with Tua. They're putting him back in with a concussion too early because they need to get the win. but
weekend
it's
at
not-
Bernie's
not
in 'em.
working out. Yeah, they're really fucking around with his health. Anyways, let's head over to the Georgia Senate race where news is coming out that Herschel Walker, that is, paid for another abortion allegedly. This one, however,
Come on.
no, I'm serious. This one,
on, man.
Come on. This one, however, was more than the old get well soon card with a check in it. According to Spotlight whore and lawyer Gloria Allred, her and her Jane Doe client said Walker drove her client, this woman, to the clinic himself in the 1990s, in like 93. He wanted to make damn sure the job was done. Get in, loser. We're going to make sure I don't have to pay child support. Right?
I mean, that's a pro move.
Yeah.
Dude, so when the first like out of wedlock kid came out, right?
Yeah.
I texted our buddy Roger Sollenberger, who broke that story.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey man," because it was his biggest scoop he ever got. I was
That's
like,
a big
"Good."
one, yeah.
I was like, "Great work, man! Awesome scoop." And he texted me back. This is one day after it finishes. He goes, "Thanks, man. I just found 2 more."
Yeah.
And, and it's like Roger can't stop. I'm surprised Roger didn't dig this story up. If he did, he may have. But like, it just keeps getting worse for Herschel, man.
The source I saw wasn't him, but I'm sure he, yes, he's very much involved in that. And he has several, illegitimate kids. He's at least 2 abortions now. His one son hates him. Like he's a mess, this Herschel Walker. The woman said in 1993, she found out she was pregnant from Walker, a man she'd been, in an intimate relationship for years. She started hooking up with him in 1987. And when she told him, he immediately said, "I don't want to see him," and quote, convinced her to get an abortion, even though she was confused and scared and not certain of it. Walker then gave her a wad of cash and said, "Do it. Do it." He then drove her to
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll wait. He then drove her to the clinic, but the woman said she couldn't go through with it and left without getting the operation, left the clinic in tears. Walker then gave her a football-style pep talk and said, "Hey, listen, baby, you need to get rid of that baby." And he drove her back a second time, this time staying at the clinic for hours until he was sure she went through with it. Wow. And then it was like, "Great job, baby. Let's go get you an ice cream."
And then he threatened her life.
Yeah, exactly. So this is coming from a guy who wants strict anti-abortion policies. He's a real do as I say, not as I do guy.
Right, that's the
Oh,
thing. I don't care about the illegitimate kids or even
Right.
the
No one does.
abortion
It's
stuff,
about-
what everyone
It's
thinks.
him being a huge
It's him
fucking
being-
hypocrite.
Yeah, it's a hypocrite thing.
That's
yeah.
the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
He's a piece of shit.
It's especially upsetting because it's so transparent, because he got propped up as a candidate. One party was like, "Who could win in Georgia?"
Yeah, now he's just lying
This
through
guy.
his teeth.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's like, here are your talking points. This is your platform, whether you believe it or not. But this is what's going to get them to vote for you. So lie to them.
Right.
And then it's not fucking true.
I would love to see stroked out Fetterman versus Herschel Walker in a Wonderlic test like this week. Like they're both so dumb right now. Like I don't know who would get a worse score. That race is more of a coin flip though. The Georgia one, it's like 52-48. And predicted. So we'll keep an eye on those 2 races and much more when we have a live election night stream coming up, November 8th. You can bet along with us and make some money doing so, betting on the circus by going to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor60 to get your first $60 matched by Predict It. Speaking of rats, they just came out with the top 50 rat-iest cities in America. They being Orkin, the exterminator company with the catchy slogan, "Orkin Man." What do you guys think? What city do you think is the rattiest, most rats?
The most ratty, New York City, 100%.
Yeah, it's got to be in New York, right?
You'd think so, right? Wrong.
San Francisco,
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wrong.
Jersey,
No.
City,
No.
Think a little deeper.
Philly,
Nope.
Chicago.
Oh, it's got
Chicago.
hot. Okay.
Chicago.
That surprised me because it's so cold
Chicago's
there.
number 1, followed by New York, followed by Los Angeles. Then rounding out the top 5 is Washington, D.C., and Wes's very own San Francisco. So you guys had some of the top 5 there. No surprises there, other than New York not being
that, you fuckers.
number 1, right? Like they have rats just casually eating pizza there. Like they have rats with like that are like celebrities in New York.
The
But
size
anyways,
of Chihuahuas, yeah.
right. Apparently, according to Orkin, at least, Chicago's been the rattiest city in the past 8 years. They've won 8 years in a row. Speaking to the report, a random Italian man in Chicago said, I know it was Chicago all along. See, the city's swimming in rats. See, you can't trust anyone. You see.
What'd you call me?
So they got the most like murders,
speak
and now
against
they
the
got the most
family.
rats.
Yeah. Chicago's a disgusting place.
That mayor's the worst.
Yeah.
Not good, man.
I know all along. See? All right.
Did you know Fetterman played college football? Not at a big college. I mean, obviously he's a giant.
What did he play?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Tight ends? They just throw it straight in the air?
I mean, how tall is he? He's
6'11".
Bouncer.
Yeah.
6'11", dude.
What did he
Come
play?
on. I don't know.
Wide
I mean,
receiver?
Albright College. I don't know that college. Who knows? But yeah, no.
Maybe
They
he
both
should have
play-
played basketball. You know?
Probably.
Yeah. 42-year-old Jacob Runyon and 35-year-old Chase Kaminsky of the Ohio fishermen that got the commissioner of their fishing league to proclaim, "We got weights and fish. We got weights and fish." Best clip of the year because they cheated and put weights in the fucking fish they caught, are already in court and pleading not guilty on felony charges of cheating, attempted grand theft, and possessing criminal tools, as well as misdemeanor unlawful ownership of wild animals. They did look a lot more cleaned up in court when they didn't say a word other than not guilty than they did here, smugly holding up their weighted down cheating fish.
Wow, they look completely different. They look like I don't even want to say it. Gay Nazis.
Yeah, they do look like gay Nazis.
Oh, I love a gay Nazi.
I mean, they cleaned up. You can tell they with a very different look.
They look like honestly, they look like Proud Boys testifying in front of Congress.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But so I totally get it is grand theft, right? Because there was prize money, but I feel like with sport contest fishing, I feel like you shouldn't be able to charge like crimes. I feel like
maybe that's the defense. I don't know what their
games have
defense is
cheating
because
in
clearly
them.
they're guilty. I don't know
No,
what
the defense is that they can't prove that they did it in the past. They can prove that they cheated in that one tournament, but they don't have any other proof that they cheated in the other
Are
tournaments.
they going to try to say that maybe they were?
Well, they were just great fishermen in all those tournaments.
Well,
But
are they
guys-
going to say that maybe the fish were unattended for a couple hours and someone could have framed
could.
them?
They
Maybe
could,
something like
yeah.
that.
Who's in the World Series this year?
There's a reasonable
Phillies
doubt.
and Astros?
Oh, the Astros. Huh. Okay. So, man, I remember something about those guys like cheating
Yeah.
in a very high stakes
Altuve, don't take off my
situation,
shirt. Yeah.
right? You know, I don't know, like maybe banging on trash cans. These guys didn't get charged with felonies, did they?
No.
No, they didn't.
No.
A little bit
but
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Good point. The not guilty plea does give me hope, though, that this goes to trial. And if it does, we're going to need to get that on Court TV. You hear me, Court TV? We need to see when all the other fishermen that hate these guys' fucking guts for cheating them out of money and making a mockery of their sport take the stand. We need we got weights and fish guy on TV.
We haven't traveled in a while, and you know, Tammy the realtor told us about whatever Fun Fest in Key West, which sounded appealing. But
Yeah.
if this goes to trial, we might want to be on location for this one. We
Yeah,
might
it's
wanna be
pretty.
outside
It's a
the
pretty big one.
courthouse. Yeah,
And interviewing these guys, like riling them
yeah.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm down.
So yeah,
I would drive.
so they pled.
I'm down to road
the-
trip with you, Wes.
yeah.
The arraignment was yesterday. So does it say when the court date is exactly or no?
I imagine probably in a couple months. Usually, it's
They're
like,
speeding this one through pretty quick.
they are speeding it through. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they had the grand, whatever it's called, the grand thing, the grand jury to see if they even would proceed, and they lost that, like slam dunk lost that. They're like, yeah, you're guilty. We're going to go through with it. That
saw
was a
the
month
weights and
ago.
fish.
That was like a month ago. They're already in their first like arraignment or whatever is going on, and then like the next one's going to be the start of the trial. I'm guessing it's a couple months, but
we got to get in
soon.
that courthouse.
Yep. All right. Since Will is not here, I'm going to do some marijuana news. I'm wearing my Cottonmouth King shirt. So it'll be almost like Will's here. First of all, in really, really good news, Germany is set to completely legalize the purchase of up to 30 grams of weed. The entire country.
Sick, man.
Right? Go like
Hell yeah.
Oktoberfest and the Christmas markets.
More than you need. More than enough.
Oh yeah, that's a ton, and you can just buy 30 more grams when you run out. They're just completely legalizing recreational weed. It's about 2 world wars too late. They could have used some chill in the 20th century, but better late than never. And if friggin' Germany,
perspective, some mind expansion.
better late than never. And if friggin' Germany can do it, what the fuck is everyone else waiting for? Their language is angry shout. Let's get to it, America.
Yes. It is the worst, bro.
Yeah. Like if Germany's legalizing weed, it's time to like take a look and be like, maybe we should legalize weed too. Maybe we should have already done it. Anyways, one more marijuana story. Jasper Centino of Long Beach and Blake Wilson of Fresno are suing cannabis companies Dream Fields for false advertising because they didn't get high enough off the weed.
Come on, man.
Yeah. They're also claiming intentional misrepresentation and unjust enrichment. Now, Dream Fields markets its products as having like above average levels of THC. Like they say their THC content's 46%, and like most other people's are in the 20s or like below. So these guys had a third party independent laboratory test some of their pre-rolls that were labeled as 46%, and they were found to contain between 23 and 27%. So a full 20% less than they market for, and they charge more because they have higher THC levels. So while it does sound like a Chad and the other guy, the Party Bros stunt lawsuit, it might be legit.
Oh, it's legit as fuck. Fuck that.
What have we learned doing this show with the Subway lawsuit and the Chips lawsuit? It's there's a statute that's a thing. You can go and claim damages.
Yeah.
For false advertising for the $3 difference in THC you thought
this is pretty clear though.
Yeah, if the science, if the math is like, if they can prove it's in the 20s and their marketing is in the 40s, they're going to lose that lawsuit.
Dude, I bet you I know what's going on. What state is that in?
I'm guessing California because all the guys were from California.
So
it's legal there. California probably. Fresno,
major
Long Beach.
issue. Fresno is in California.
And Long Beach.
Major issue. A lot of legal states have strict testing requirements, but there's not enough labs to deal with the volume. So like to get your weed on shelves, you have to get it like sent to a lab and tested to make sure it is what they say that it is.
Right.
And there's just not enough labs to do it, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's not a good defense.
Right.
You still can't put
There's
it
still
out
false
there.
advertising. So how where they come up with the
Wes,
46%?
I didn't say, hey, I have an explanation for why it's not morally reprehensible. I said, I think I might know what happened.
Pat's saying we should start a lab testing company.
Dude, my boy started a lab testing. This is why I'm bringing it up. This is why I know about this, because he was like, you know what I'm doing? It's pretty smart, starting this lab. And it's like, damn
Smart.
I have no money.
Smart. And I also, lastly, I read for the first time ever in American history, cannabis use has surpassed cigarettes. Like more people smoke weed than cigarettes. And that takes us to
the cream of the crop.
And today's cream of the crop is a literal cream pie. Once again, for like at least the 4th or 5th time this calendar year, Nick Cannon has got a woman pregnant.
That's not true.
I swear to God, his 12th child is on the way.
But I'm really, I'm lost in the timeline here.
It's
like,
all different women. So like,
are you sure it's not an old headline that you read?
Yes, it does seem like this is a rerun. At this point in the show, you might be thinking this is a rerun or whatever if you just tuned in or like you weren't paying attention and you heard Nick Cannon get someone pregnant. You're like, oh, fuck, it's a rerun. No, it's legit. His 12th child is on the way with singer and super hot woman, Alyssa Scott. She is very attractive.
Holy shit.
You're going to want a cream pie on her, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if she says come at me, you're coming at her.
Yeah. You're like, I already did.
If you Google Nick Cannon pregnant, the first thing that pops up is Snopes, because it's like Nick Cannon's not actually pregnant with his 12th kid, and then Snopes
it is.
Confirms it.
They already have a child together. This will be their second child, but she's also the woman that they tragically had a public miscarriage earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was super sad. So congratulations to them. It's like 3 or 4 months after that, she's pregnant again, and that's great. And also congratulations mainly to my main man, Nick, who is dropping in more loads of cream in the middle of things than a cream donut filling machine. You know what I'm talking about? He is just popping loads in. Like, you look at that dude and you're pregnant. He's like Medusa for wombs, but instead of turning them to stone, he turns them fertilized.
He's like the Vietnamese guy at my donut shop up the street.
Yeah,
he's just squirting them in.
His body's at like a Hostess factory.
Exactly. He's just dropping loads in there.
Dude, if you Google this, okay, this is the 12th kid.
Yeah.
There's an article from just 7 days ago. Nick Cannon's 10 kids or 11 kids.
And this is the 5th time this year. I think
You got to just keep it updated. They need to keep this updated.
I mean, he's not slowing down. He's not even trying to slow down. He's speeding up.
Well, what are you looking
It's
at?
Thursday, October 27th. Again, this is not a rerun. And Cannon has fired off again. The guy has a football team already, and he's not even close to slowing down. What do you think? Oh yeah.
I
What do you
mean,
think about that?
I mean, put the picture up again. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't blame him.
what is he get? What's a guy to do?
He's living his best damn life. He has enough money to take care of him and stuff. So he's
Right.
just popping loads in these hot chicks. Yeah.
Maybe he does. So his celebrity net worth is listed at $20 million, which is almost always overly inflated. Like,
I heard he's one of the like hardest working and just does. He's like a Kevin Hart type. He just
There's no
doesn't-
doubt about it. I mean,
stop.
he hosts that show on network TV. He
on
hosts
how
Wild
many
and
women
Out.
he impregnates, he's a hard worker.
He has
He's
his
got to, yeah.
podcast. Yeah, he's works hard.
Well, also, there's one huge thing that you guys are forgetting.
What?
He was married to a Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Yeah, but they had a prenup. That's prenup.
Come on
That's
now. What is
prenup
she
city.
worth? Was she worth a couple billy?
Yeah.
Oh, especially during Christmas time, her net worth
Come on. He's getting
rises.
He just sends a letter to Mariah and he's like, I got another kid, Send that check, girl. What do you guys think of when you think of fall? Huh?
Leave.
flannel.
Yeah, being as busy as Nick Cannon, probably, right? It's a packed schedule. Luckily, Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery keeps, me fueled up and feeling good. I had a delicious one today. I had a chorizo tamale bake. Hoo-hoo. It was good.
Listen, I sent my Cam to school with one of
Yeah.
these today, and he's like, "You can send me that for lunch any day you want." He loved it.
He was like the coolest kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's super easy for me too. I don't have to do shit. I just put that in there with a little ice, and he's got a microwave at school, and it's
No.
nutritious. And
All you need to do is pop in our promo code and get them shipped to you each week. So if you need a quick lunch, a nutritious meal, it's ready in minutes. Factor makes it easy. It's cheaper than takeout. That's a serious fall win right there. It's just the best mealtime solution for an on-the-go lifestyle. They're fresh, never frozen meals are delivered, ready to heat up in the microwave in like 2 minutes or in the oven in 7 to 10 minutes. Come on. They offer over 30 meals. I haven't had a repeat yet. I mentioned that earlier this week, and I still haven't. And I've had I think 13 meals, and they're all delicious. I'm definitely, I want repeat meals because they're so good, but you're not going to be like, oh, this again. Like, it's just, there's so many options. They also have 36 additional add-ons. They have smoothies, desserts. Their fruit smoothies are delicious. Factor is cheaper than takeout. I already said it, but I'm going to say it again because you need to hear it. Okay. And thanks to the commitment to their ingredients with integrity, you can actually feel good about what you're eating. You get to set up basically how many meals you want a week. You can adjust that. You can pause it. They deliver it in this awesome packaging once a week. You can get the chef recommendations. You can select them yourself. They have all sorts of dietary needs for everyone. It's good to go. But look, Factor has everything I need for a week of good eats. It does for you too. And the call to action today is you got to go. You got to go to go.factor75.com/hardfactor130 and use code. Oh, is that an old one? I think that's I think it's not the 130 anymore. I think it's hardfactor60 for 60% off. We'll do that. Go.factor75.com/hardfactor60 for 60% off your first box.
you can
That's
find
the
all
one
these
we're gonna
codes in the podcast description as well. So
It's going to be right down in the description, but it's go.factor75.com/hardfactor60, 60% off your first box. Do it.
nice. All right, guys. For decades, centuries probably, ever since the invention of pornography, the Catholic Church has been staunchly against the art, right?
Yeah.
Even the Catechism, which I thought was just a big hole or something, or cavern, which actually is by definition a summary of the principles of the Christian religion in the form of questions and answers used for the instruction of Christians. So even the Catechism has outlined that porn is wrong and sinful. Okay, I'm going to give you a little lesson on religion.
Have you seen the Sistine Chapel? It's a nude dude touching fingers with God, or probably.
Catholics are major Herschel walkers. Do as I say.
He's hanging with a bunch of nude. He's like in a clamshell with a bunch of nude angels, baby.
Do
angels.
as I say, Pat.
Okay.
Listen, I don't make the rules here. I'm just letting you know what they say. Okay. So I'm going to go over a little bit of what the Catechism says about pornography. Firstly, according to the Catechism, pornography offends against the virtue of chastity. Okay? It goes against moral purity and wholeness. In fact, priests take a vow of chastity, which of course many don't follow when they, fuck little boys or whatever, but they take it and they're expected to follow it.
Yeah.
Right. They're expected to follow it. As we all know, Matthew 5:27 talks about the respect for marriage and its conjugal love, saying it is not simply limited to any physical expression. The respect also includes the spiritual dimension. So those sick thoughts in your sick little head, Jesus taught, you have heard it said, you shall not commit adultery, but I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery in his heart. Matthew 5:27 to 5:28. Okay.
I disrespected my marriage on X videos today.
I did it right now looking at Alyssa Scott. Right?
Yeah.
Oh man. But like, okay, I get like not coveting your neighbor's wife and stuff. But like, this is different, right? Like if they're through a screen, they're not your neighbor.
Look, internet porn is free.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
Listen, they've got more against it. Okay.
It doesn't say anything about for research purposes. Does it say anything about for research or academic purposes?
I'll get to it. Don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. It also says
confess to something, right? To something.
It also says, therefore, chastity involves the integrity of the person and the integrality of the gift. And that's in the 2337 code in the Catechism. On the other hand, pornography is an act of spiritual adultery, which leads to the spiritual disintegration of the person and may lead to physical adultery or other illicit sexual acts. So, when you're thinking it, you're probably going to go ahead and do it, right?
I'd say it prevents physical adultery.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm going to have to disagree with him on that one.
It's kind of like an emergency release valve,
Yeah.
It's an old. It's
not a gateway drug. It's just internet porn, right?
We got different rules now. Secondly, according to the CatholicStraightAnswers.com, pornography offends the dignity of the participants, everyone involved, actors, vendors, the public. Each one is exploited or exploits others in some way for personal pleasure or gain. In all, the dignity of the human being, whether the person fucking, the person producing, the person distributing, or the person enjoying, is debased, aka reduced in quality or value. So your whole being is devalued, you see, by watching pornography.
Usually, like I said, I usually roll out of there before the money shot anyways, when she gets shot in the eye with it. So I'm not even sticking around for the most degrading stuff. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Does it say anything about tabs? No,
it doesn't say anything about tabs.
Preloading tabs.
It goes on. Finally, lastly, from the website, quote, those who engage in pornography immerse themselves in a fantasy world, withdrawing from reality. While genuine love always involves a self-giving of oneself for the good of others, pornography entices a person to withdraw into a selfish world of perverted fantasy, which may later be acted out to the detriment of oneself and others. The problem has increased dramatically since the internet offers virtual reality sexual interaction. Fair enough. StraightCatholicAnswers.com. Finally, in closing, the Catechism states...
It's in my ear. I can't hear. You got it in my ear.
Finally, in closing, the Catechism states, the sinfulness of pornography, however, is not simply linked to a one-time, one-action phenomenon, but may become a spiritual cancer that corrupts the person. Again, going back to my favorite Bible guy, Matthew, and what he said, right? So why am I telling you all this? To make you feel guilty, to make you think Catholics are insane? No, because guess what? All that bullshit has just been tossed out the window by the COO of Catholicism, Pope Francis himself, right?
He's a big masturbation guy.
Listen, he admits that not even he didn't say he, but priests and nuns are above.
He meant he.
He meant he knows what he's saying.
Yeah.
Are above the vice of pornography. So he was out in Rome. He was speaking to some seminary students who trying to become priests, and he said, "quote that even priests and nuns are not above this vice, saying it is a vice that many people have, many laymen, many laywomen, and also priests and nuns." So basically admitting that priests and nuns just watch porn all day, right?
And then he said, and this has nothing to do with the fact that I can't locate my laptop.
Has anyone seen my fucking phone?
Yeah. Trying to get ahead of it, priest, huh?
Yeah.
Pope.
That's right. He continued to say the devil gets in that way. And I'm not just talking about criminal pornography like that involving the abuse of children, the ones that you really like, that is already degeneration, but pornography that is a little normal. Dear brothers, be careful about this. So this was all in response to a seminary student asking the Pope about the use of cell phones and other modern technology as they go through the seminary. And that's when the Pope pretty much threw all the other priests and nuns under the bus and said, look, we do it, but we don't, condone it. He said, you have to use these cell phones. You have to use them just for that, as to help you get by with communicate. That's fine. It's when you idiots start watching child porn on them that things get a little sticky around here. And then he said, there's another thing, digital pornography. I'm going to spell it out. The pure heart
smells like someone was watching child porn in here.
Yeah, he knows a lot about this porn thing, doesn't he?
I don't think he was talking about child porn. He was talking about porn.
No, he was talking about regular porn. I added the child porn stuff.
Wes is just giving it to them priests.
Yeah. So he then said that you should, if you have it on your phone, you should delete it from your mobile phone.
Porn?
Yeah, porn. He said that
we're still at a place, a generation where guys don't understand that you don't download porn.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's such an old thing.
It's streaming.
Do yourself a favor. Delete that porn
from your
computer. Get that porn off your computer.
I think he meant to clear your history. So,
he meant what he meant.
The Pope's a download guy.
I have a question. Yeah, you're right. He is. I have a question. Where in that whole thing you said is he saying it's okay, and what the Cataclysm's saying is too far? I think he's just saying it's an easy vice, but he's still saying don't do it and delete it.
It's like this, Mark. In your mind, right? You if you're a Catholic, you think that this is wrong. It's sinful. Like it's like if you have a dad that cheats on your mom.
He said it is. He still said it's sinful.
It's like but it's like if you have a dad that cheats on your mom, you might think that that's a little more acceptable when you get married to be a cheater. It's like if your favorite baseball player takes steroids, you were against it before, but now your favorite baseball player is doing it. It might be a little more acceptable. The Pope,
maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it. The Pope is making it a little bit more acceptable, and I have no problem with it. You know how I feel about pornography, but I'm saying that he is going against the Catechism.
Nothing you said convinces me that he was moving back the goalpost on porn.
I think he is a little bit. I think he's trying to get with the times a little bit and make it say, like it's a new world. Not even the Pope. Not even the Pope can, rewrite the rules. I mean, not even the Pope can fight porn. Sometimes you got to rewrite the rules a little bit, even without really rewriting them. You know what I mean?
It sounded to me like he just said, I
know
a lot of you guys jerk off. Stop doing it.
I think he's rewriting the rules without rewriting them. That's what I think he's doing.
I'm not mad, Wes, because the story has value just because I learned about, what the church's position, in my opinion, still is, but was, right? But I'm with Mark here. I don't know if this is a bend.
I think he's saying, look, we know you're going to do it, you sick fucks. We'd rather you watch the normal stuff, but if this is what it takes to keep you fucks under control and out of the pants of little kids, then don't feel like you got to be so, secretive about it to the point where you go fuck little kids. I think that's what he's saying.
I think you're seeing what you want to see out of it.
I think I probably am too. Listen,
fine.
A priest,
just in case, you never know.
A priest is like a pit bull, right?
He said we can jerk off now.
You keep one caged and pent up, unsocialized, and the chances of it assaulting a little kid go way up, right? That's priests and pit bulls are the same in that way. But nuns,
danger for kids.
He ruined nuns for
little
me.
Boys.
He ruined nuns for me. I mean, honestly, now every time I look at a nun, I'm going to think about him, popping rosary beads, in places and all that kind of stuff.
Shoving those beads.
Why would they masturbate with something holy?
Because that's what I want them to do, Pat.
Because that's why.
I don't know, was the issue I had masturbating when I was
sitting in a pew, just giving the rosary beads to themselves.
That nun over there, what's she doing?
It's got this just cross on your chest, and if you're in the shower, bent, like leaning against the wall, it just keeps banging your chest. Remind you look down.
That's my favorite story that you tell. The cross beating on your chest when you jerk off.
What a constant reminder you're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah. So look, I think he's trying to rebrand a little bit without rebranding. I think he's making it a little bit more acceptable. You're right. He's not saying it's okay, let's rewrite the catechism. But I think he's saying, look, don't drive yourselves crazy and don't go fuck little boys. Like, don't be so secretive. It's going to happen. We all know it. Let's, get with the times a little bit.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And the nuns will stick the rosary beads up their asses. And
yeah. It's okay, sister.
Yeah.
Real sorry to any.
I always thought they were
Catholic,
fucking each other anyway, the nuns and the priests. I always thought that's what was going on.
No. Some of them are.
A flagrant segment on Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just
I'd say he nailed it. I'd say it was.
Yeah, he nailed
It
it.
was dead on.
Yeah.
Guys, if you work at an office, you might want to listen up.
Okay.
So, what I'm about to talk about is, I don't know if you guys have had this experience. Like a lot of offices that I've worked at are like older buildings, right? Or like, I've never worked at like a new build, like, like my friends that have jobs at Facebook, like they're in like a new building, everything's. I've always worked at like, a little bit of an older office building, older pipes. The kitchen area at an office building, I found usually, like, sometimes the kitchen area at an office building will have like community, like plates or silverware or cups, but you don't really want to use them because it's community. So unless it's someone's responsibility to like, hey, I'm going to make sure to clean these things really properly. Right. A lot of times stuff sits out, it gets moldy.
It's usually just like it is in The Office, the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I found that to be true, no doubt. So I guess what I'm saying is, before I get into this story, I've had some scenarios where I'm like, something's weird about this thing that I'm tasting from this kitchen. But I want to talk about an employee from a family medical practice in Houston, Texas. Woman, she's a big water drinker, right? She likes to stay hydrated at work. I think it's really important. You should be doing it too. So she's on that train. Back in August 30th, the woman, she began noticing that the communal water cooler, which is just exactly how you'd think it would look, just a classic water cooler with the red and the white, or the red and the blue taps for hot and cold.
Like the one I got in my house.
Wes has one at his house. Exactly. Which I always thought was weird because Wes like never totally keeps up with it.
And I drink. There's no reason I should have this thing with the amount of water that I drink. It's just, which is virtually zero.
Yeah.
But he's got it.
Yeah.
And honestly, you didn't know water could go bad until Wes got one of those things. It's like, how long has this water been sitting here?
Yeah. Exactly. Dusty water.
But
it's mosquitoes in it.
That's what they had. Just your normal one in the office. And this woman, she said, quote, that the water had a funny taste and smell to it. One time when she was drinking it, maybe she was using a cup or something like that. And this one time she was drinking it, she said it tasted sour, so she dumped it out. It's like, I'm kind of going to avoid using that.
This water tastes sour?
Like weird. Yeah, gross. Right? Yeah. But again, like, maybe the pipes weren't cleaned out in the thing. Again,
water's one of those
machines don't get maintained.
Yeah, water's one of those things where if it doesn't taste just like water, it's immediately alarming.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. If it tastes sour, then stop drinking it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Maybe tell someone.
Well, she did. That's what she did. She made a decision. She's like, I'm not going to mess with this communal cooler anymore. And she started bringing her own water bottles in, right? And one time she, I guess, had left a personal bottle of water in September on her desk because she was bringing these in to work every day. And she left like a half full bottle and she went home. She came back the next day. And when she went to go drink that water, it had that same funky taste and smell that the communal office water did back in August.
No. I know where this is headed, yeah.
Yeah, this is not good.
So she dumped that, and she actually threw that personal water bottle away. I don't think she was using like a clean canteen or a hydro flask. I think she was just like maybe reusing a plastic for a couple of days. So she threw that away. She got a new water bottle. Maybe like a week later, they're working late at this office. Everyone's tired. And a coworker comes into the woman's office and says, hey, I'm going to make some coffee. Do you want some? I think probably like a Keurig situation. The woman's like, yeah, I'd love some. But hey, there's something weird about that water from the water cooler.
Don't use that.
It tastes funny. Can you use... Here's my personal water bottle. Can you make it with this? And the woman, she looked down and she was like, why is your water yellow? You want to make coffee with this? It's a little bit yellow.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Christ.
Why is it yellow? It shouldn't be yellow.
Why didn't she notice that her water was yellow?
That's a great fucking question mark. I have no idea. She's
already on alert about the goddamn water.
100%.
Look at it.
She's got like a heightened sense of taste, but she's blind.
Right.
There's gonna be a number of things in this story that And I pulled from 9 different sources on this story. It's really not well reported. So there's going to be a couple of things that are really...
You got to suspend belief a little bit. The facts are the facts, but how we get there, you got to...
Exactly.
Okay.
So this was a doctor's office. And maybe, she did wake up at this point. She's like, okay, something's going on. So she tested the water. She had the water tested. They ran a urinalysis on the water, the yellow water, and it found out... Well, I'll put it this way. The results weren't what the lady had wanted.
Right.
The results were urine.
It was all urine. It was mostly
urine.
Yeah.
Urine in her water. So there you had it. Yeah, she'd been consuming urine on at least 3 occasions.
You're in trouble.
So imagine this. Someone had to have, whoever's doing this, had to have taken off the giant bottle.
This is a great point. This is another thing. Another thought I had.
Peed in it and then put it back.
Okay, so Wes,
that is dedication.
Okay, so I did some deep dive research here. What Wes is talking about is if you've ever worked at an office or had the pleasure, it's not a fucking pleasurable situation, of putting the 5-gallon jug of water, right, the one that comes in a subscription, on top of, because it comes right side up, and you put it on the machine upside down. Now, there's 2 kinds. There's a kind that when it goes into the machine, the mouth of the jug gets punctured, right?
Right.
There's one that has no cap on it, and it kind of goes into like a bowl. You slowly pour it in.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you've ever done this, has fucked this up before.
Yes.
It's if you're
the bowl
your
one
first
is
gig,
nearly impossible to get it right.
Yeah.
If you're getting your first gig, if you're around that age and you're working at a corporate office, maybe it's a smaller kind of office, maybe you're like a low level there.
Water. Yeah.
Do not do it if you don't know exactly what you're doing, because you're going to drop the water.
Pat,
over the
you said you saw pictures from the office and you saw the water jug, or no? Or are we just making an assumption?
Oh no, I know for a fact it's a 5-gallon water jug, but I can't verify.
It could be like one of those large igloos or like Gatorade buckets where it has a spigot, but it has a top you can take.
No, so this is a 5-gallon. Turn it upside down, put it on
top.
the MFer. Right. So
That makes it perfect then.
Yes, and the other thing is, unless the jug is empty, you can't take it off without spilling.
Right. And he also either had to pee through a very tiny puncture hole, or he got lucky and he could put his whole dick in there.
Or the third option is,
I'm assuming it's a dude.
The third option, is, which is unlikely.
It could be a woman. I'm not going to reveal yet.
The other option is that the person never peed in the 5-gallon thing, but she made such a big stink about it that this person then peed in her personal water bottles.
That's also possible. Well, let's move further into this this toilet, because
she accused the person maybe that installs the water of
right, pissed her off,
pissed off the person that is in charge of the water.
It could be. So the doctor that ran the urinalysis test suggested, for some reason, it's probably that custodian, that Mexican custodian we got going.
He's always peeing.
I don't know. Again, 8 sources.
I've never seen him go to the bathroom.
8 or 9 sources. All articles said then the doctor suggested it was probably the custodian, not giving any reason for why he thought it was a custodian.
He's a scumbag.
What was that term you used on the post earlier? Occam's razor?
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor.
The simplest explanation is
usually the correct.
It's the custodian.
It's the custodian clue. It's always the custodian.
I bet did this.
Yeah.
Wait, you pissed in my bottle? Okay. Yeah. Word, obviously, if you've worked at an office, got around real quick that one of their coworkers had drank piss water. And I'm sure very reluctantly, another coworker put their hand up and said, my water's been tasting a little weird too.
Yeah. He really spread it around, this custodian.
Right. Maybe, could be. That's just one doctor's opinion. Guys, in an effort to confirm her suspicions, this woman, she set a trap. So she installed a spy camera pointing directly at her desk. And then she left a very inviting, particularly wet, half-full bottle of water, clearly displayed on her desk.
Big mouth Gatorade bottle.
Oh, yeah. Extra wide.
Somebody just couldn't resist.
We can fit the whole. I get my balls in this thing. I can squeeze. I can get a nut in here.
Yeah, a Gatorade bottle.
This is first class.
Yeah, this is like taking a bath in a garden tub.
That's what dreams are made of right here.
Luxury.
What an idiot! Look at the size of this thing.
So yeah, it was a pretty attractive trap she left, and she turned the camera on. She left for the day, and when she checked the footage, she yet again did not get the results that she had hoped for. I'm gonna play the clip here.
Please.
This is the victim who's not named speaking about what happened.
They blur out
in
her
the video.
face.
Yeah.
Up,
She's embarrassed.
removed the cap, and proceeded to put his penis probably halfway into the bottle, and then he tilted it up so that his penis was surrounded by the water. Pulls out his penis and proceeds to stick his penis into my water, probably I would say maybe halfway in.
She's got
and
a
then
water
tilt
bottle
the
on
bottle
the desk
back
and
and
frame.
basically rinse his penis into my water. I raised it to my face, smelled it, and it smelled like urine.
Oh my God, he's taking a dick bath. It's not even the peeing that he gets off on. It's that his
tasting
dick is
his dick.
submerged in her liquid. He knows she's gonna taste it. Yeah. That's fucked
So
up.
hand up
both,
here.
yeah.
There has been a time in my life
Fucked up.
where maybe like some like a chemical or something got in my urethra, right? Like some maybe I was wearing a pant with a fabric that didn't agree with my urethra, and it was a stinging sensation, right? And I know it wasn't a sexually transmitted disease because I got it tested, but it happened. And one thing that gave me relief was sticking my dong in a not to be drinking but cold thing of water.
While you peed.
Well, I peed, yeah, and you know the feeling. It happens every once in a while, and you do anything possible.
I've never had
Maybe
that
it's that situation.
Pat, there's a public restroom with a sink.
Right.
I agree. I'm just saying. Okay,
Janitor's
devil's
closet.
advocate. Now let's move on. Because the man that she was talking about that she caught on video is, in fact, 50-year-old janitor Lucio Diaz.
It was the custodian.
Made the quick to suggest the janitor doctor look a lot less racist. He was exonerated.
It was me.
That's Lucio. So, guys, the footage, which, again, captured Lucio uncapping the water bottle, unzipping his pants, and and dropping his dong in the water. The footage captured this, and this is, again, where the story is weird and strange. Him doing this 2 times over the course of a couple of days. Now, guys, it's got to be a cautionary tale for not putting things off, right? Like, if you're pretty sure you drank piss 3 times and then you set up a hidden camera to prove it, personally, I'd probably check my traps first thing in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Right when I get into the office. I wouldn't.
When she was walking.
Did you follow that?
Yeah,
Did you follow that?
when she was watching back the tapes, the first time she caught him, she's like, "I drank that water."
No, she didn't catch him. What I'm saying is she put the tape
but she
on.
drank the water. She on final look back, she realized that she'd drank in it again at one point.
She let him get her one extra time.
Yeah, one
because
extra time.
She didn't check the tape.
She deserves
see-
that one extra time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's probably the most gut wrenching one, though. She sees his dong in the water, and
could
she's
have been
like,
avoided one.
"That was
Yeah.
Tuesday."
No, that's what I'm saying, man. It's got to be. That's got to hurt.
That's
That's
the
gotta
worst
hurt.
one.
I should have checked this yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so the woman, she called the police, who came and confronted Diaz, and Diaz immediately came clean. He didn't put any fight. He told investigators that he has a, quote, sickness, and that he did not know how many times he urinated in the workers' drinking supply, but a lot. And he also
This has been going on for decades.
He also came clean and said, look, this isn't the only place I've done this either.
No.
I've done this at a lot of other places I worked.
Sang like a canary, huh?
Yeah.
Big time. He needed to get this off his chest. He
I've been
really
doing
needed
this
to
since I
come
was
clean.
15.
He needs help.
53. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a sickness.
Yeah.
So here's the twist in the story,
Just,
guys.
I
To
just
make
want to watch her drink it.
to make things worse, how could this get worse, right? The woman is claiming that she contracted herpes from Diaz's actions.
So now she's trying to sue the company, huh?
Oh, this is big lawsuit situation going on, and let's get into that.
Herpes from this.
Let's get into that. So my first reaction was, I immediately start Googling, and thank God I don't have to do this anymore. But Googling like when I used to bang, can you get herpes from? And with what I remembered from sex classes, not really.
Here's probably how.
But yes,
if it touches
it's possible.
the lip to it's not swallowing water, you can get herpes. It's when her mouth touches the lid where his penis was like touching, right? It's
yes,
not the liquid.
that is
That's
the
how I
possible
get it.
scenario.
Yeah, it's not the liquid that's going to give it to her. It's like the germs on the lid of the fucking bottles. Yeah,
It's
right.
What do they call it? The
schmegma.
Residual dick.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. It's like the shavings of the I forget what it's called.
schmegma.
Well, look, getting herpes from, let's say, like a toilet seat, right, which would be an equivalent, is so rare that every site about, like Google doihaveherpes.com, right, great site, every one of them will tell you, I wouldn't worry so much about that, okay? But Diaz did get tested, and he tested positive for 2 STIs, one of which...
Man, this guy's sticking his dick in everyone's cups, and he's got 2 STIs.
Herpes.
Is he doing it because he got herpes?
That's definitely a crime.
So, guys, he told investigators that he was
the STIs, but that's an additional crime.
Right.
He told investigators he was unaware that he had any STIs. Now,
he
at
was
this point,
very aware.
You're aware when you
This
got
is when he
he
started doing this after his first STI.
guys, this story first broke about 8 days ago. Okay, this is when he was arrested. The reason we're updating this story, okay, because when I first saw this story, I was a little bit skeptical because I'm thinking to myself, look, maybe
horrible.
this woman had herpes,
No,
right?
this is
I don't
horrible.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great way to for her to get out of a few things, right?
Yeah.
Right, and you got to keep in mind that this woman is suing. It's a sue festival. We'll get to that
She's
in a
like,
second.
I put the bottle on my crotch.
Right.
That's how I
But
got the herpes down there.
There's a detail that I'm going to share with you in a minute that shifts everyone's perspective on that. And this is where stuff gets a little bit more confusing. Apparently, the woman.
Was she fucking the custodian?
No, I don't know. She wasn't like the
I was hoping that was going to be the twist.
But
Yeah.
but apparently, so the woman definitely called the cops.
he wouldn't
right?
have needed to do the bottle trick if she was fucking.
No, exactly. Right.
It's because she wasn't fucking him. Is why we're
Did
here.
you film me doing the bottle trick?
You're right, Mark.
Yeah,
That's why we're here.
it's because she wasn't fucking him.
So this is a little bit confusing, but so the woman definitely called the police, right? They rolled in. At what point, I don't know. The woman also apparently claims she alerted the property management company, who is actually the employer of Lucio, right? Or the contractor. And the woman says this, or at least her attorney said that the management company ignored her initial complaints, said, that's not like Luis Diaz or Lucio Diaz. And that Diaz continued to work at the building even after management was notified that he was sticking his dick in people's water.
Jesus.
Right.
That's on them.
He was good at his job. Besides,
He was good at his job. Well, that's big part of the lawsuit. The building's owner.
They were like
responded-
Paterno.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, what's the likelihood of that situation? Someone's like,
he's the best damn janitor for that price in town.
Yeah.
hey,
We've won three cleanliness awards in the past decade.
I eat off of
Terry,
my desk every day.
Can I talk to you about something building related? So we have this video, right, of your guy Diaz sticking his penis into one of our employees, 2 separate occasions over a couple of days. So we know it's like a serial thing. Like, if that happened, what are the odds the fucking management company's like, okay, we'll deal with it internally, and then let Diaz come back to work the next day? I don't know.
Right.
What happened was they were gonna fire him, but then they walked into the office to look at the scene of the crime, and that scent, the lemon scent, like hit them, and they're like, God damn, it smells and looks fantastic in here.
He's very good.
Yeah, he is very good. There's like
very good.
The light hit the marble on the counter like at the right angle, and looked like a fucking angel. Like
Everyone's chairs pushed in.
Yeah.
So the CEO did respond, and he's saying maybe something different happened. He's saying that they immediately cooperated with the police department in this matter as soon as we were made aware of the potential issue by our tenant.
Oh, they're fucked.
The police, they were advised, right, by the police to not alert his company, the property management company. He's told by the police, don't alert the dick pisser so that he can be arrested, right? Like, don't tip him off when he returns to the building.
Yeah.
Anyway, something doesn't add up.
They're like, yeah, but how long are you going to wait to arrest him? Because he's in there putting his dick in bottles right now.
Yeah, every day you don't arrest him, he's getting 6 more bottles. Yeah. Another person gets herpes every day you wait.
God, we're close to making a case. I just don't think we can charge him. We're going to need more video evidence of him sticking his dick
off
in
him
these
for
bottles.
a while. Yeah.
Not enough. This is not enough to get a conviction.
We're close. We are close, but we really don't want
one of you to dress up as a water bottle.
we don't want to be stuck with our dicks in bottles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus. So, guys, Lucio Diaz has been charged with, and get this, assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, because of STIs. Yeah, that's a little bit of an overreaction, but it needs to be an upcharge because of the STIs. It has to.
Yeah.
And
Changes
here's the
people's
reason.
lives. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the reason we're talking about this story after it broke 8 days ago, because there's an update. As of the time of taping, a total of 13 people have come forward with concerns that they contracted herpes from Diaz. Now,
it was like one of the guys doesn't even work in that building.
Herpes is very common. It's very common. This could be a situation where it's like, yes, this is my best chance to explain my herpes.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the woman was going to do.
Some of the people don't even work in the building. Yeah.
The doctor, the racist doctor, you know, he might be one of the victims. Like, I have herpes too, probably from the custodian.
He must have had gonorrhea too, I think. Right?
Right. Okay. So
test him for that.
He had one other thing, dude.
Yeah.
He had one other thing. I want to take it to the internet real quick because I had a question specifically related to how this happened. A 66-year-old male asks from Ashburn, Virginia, I want to engage in golden showers with my partner.
This has got to be a troll, right?
She has tested positive for genital herpes. Can I get it from ingesting her urine?
Dr. Vi has to answer this. This has got
Dr. Vi Yedeman, general practice, 52 years of experience, says, unlikely. Some viruses, such as the ones that cause herpes and genital warts, can be transmitted through skin-to-skin contact. There's no transmission of STDs through urine, so the chance of you getting an STD from a shower of urine is next to zero.
Right, so she got it from the water bottle's mouth, from where his dick was.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be.
That's what Look, there's one. Put that back up. I was hoping there would be more than one, like, thank you. There's one thumbs up, one thanks on the bottom right.
Oh,
I was hoping there'd be like 30 guys that are like, thank you, upvote.
This. Oh man. Anyway, that's we'll keep you updated, guys. But horrible for this woman, undoubtedly.
They gotta throw this dude under.
He's in ICE custody. He's in ICE custody. He'll be.
Deportation is not.
He'll be
what
tossed out of the country
if
not
jail, though.
Serving time here.
They should deport him after a couple years in jail because that's fucked up.
That is fucked up. All right, wheel time. So he was doing. I'm on Hive, so it's between you guys. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Patrick.
We'll see you tomorrow with the big stories at the top.
Dial him up.
Yeah. Anyway, you're gonna want to get out there. Have a great fucking